Hello everyone, Will here, aka Notion Dad. It's a Thursday evening and I've got COVID, woo! So I'm isolating down the shed at the minute, and what better way to spend my time while isolating than to experiment with Notion. So I wanted to show a quick video of what I've been playing around with, and it's opening hours inside Notion. So the idea is that if you're, say you're a solopreneur or you're a small business and you've got a phone number, I'm going to assume it's with Twilio, but anyway, whatever it's with, you've got a phone number and you want to set your opening hours, you can do it inside Notion. So I'm going to run through how I've built it. Rather than build it from scratch, I'm just going to show you what I've done so you can get an idea, and yeah, feel free to ask any questions in the comments or email me, contact me on my website and all of that fun stuff. So let's get started. So what I've done is inside Notion, I have built this opening hours database. So you've got the days down here set as the titles, and then you've got two text properties, and these are the open and close times. So today is Thursday. It is currently 7:05 in the evening. So I'm going to change my closing time for Thursday to be 8 o'clock. And then we have got this make scenario. So I'm going to go into this one, opening hours checker, and I'll run through and explain how we've built this. So what this scenario does is it's got a webhook, something Twilio, our phone number in a minute, is going to trigger this webhook. So we're going to go into here, we set the day and the time. So DDDD, that is the day, so Thursday, and hours and minutes, that is the time obviously. So we set those as two variables, and then we connect our make scenario to our Notion database. So this is in here, it's going to look up the day and it gets the variable today. So what this is doing is we've got Thursday written in here, and this today, we've set the variable there, that will equal Thursday. So it's saying, okay, go and look in Notion and find an entry where the title is Thursday. Just no matter what day it is, it will go and look up that. And then from there, it was going to grab our open and close properties from that database. So now we're going to set a couple of new variables. So our opening time, we're going to set it to whatever it just found in Notion, which is here. And then our closing time, again, whatever it found in Notion, which is here, 8 o'clock. So that's cool. And then we are going to say, we're going to add a router in, and if it's in hours, then we're going to set another variable saying in hours, yes. And if it's out of hours, we're going to say, is it in hours? No, it's not. And the way we do this is we just put a little filter on there. So this now variable, again, that's where we set in here, now, that's the hours. So let's go back to the filter, is now greater than the opening time that it found inside Notion for Thursday. And we have to be careful in here that the greater than bit is using the time operator. Actually, I'll set that to greater than or equal to. Just change that, make it a bit better. So it's now greater than the opening time and is now less than the closing time. If it is, then cool, it's in hours, and then we're going to do this webhook response. Otherwise, the out of hours one, this is just a fallback. So we don't need to put anything there, it's just a fallback route. So if that doesn't work, it's going to go down here instead. And we say, is it in hours? No, it is not. So once we've set our variables, then we just need to put these webhook responses on to send data back to Twilio. So inside here, you'll see that in the body, I'm setting our variable that we put in here. So this will be set to no. And then we need to make sure that you've got your custom headers set in here to text/XML. Otherwise, Twilio won't understand what it is receiving. So I know in this one, I haven't actually done that. So the body, it's getting from there. And then the custom header, we need to put in text/XML. There we go. And that'll make it work properly with Twilio. And that's it. So we've got custom webhook set the day and time, go and look up the day in Notion, get our opening times for that day, and then check is now, in hours or out of hours. So that's Notion, that's Make, and then Twilio. We're using Twilio Studio. So I've already got a phone number attached, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. But if there's an incoming call, we are going to do an HTTP request, and I need to grab the webhook. So basically when someone phones our number, it's going to hit this webhook and do all our logic for us. So we're going to paste that into here, boop, and save that. I'm going to hit publish. So when there's an incoming call, it's going to go and kick off our make scenario. And then if that is a success, then we are going to split. We're going to basically look at the variables. What did we get back? Did we get back a yes, or did we get back a no? And that is what we set right at the end here. Did we get back a yes, which is this one, or did we get back a no, which is this one? So if we got back a yes, then I'm just playing a message saying, hello, we are open. If we get back a no, then I'm saying, let's change that, saying sorry, we are closed. Save that. And let's change the voice as well, actually, because that voice is awful. US default, why not? English US default, whatever that may be, hopefully nicer. And then basically if things fail on here, so if that's a fail, we'll say it's closed. If it's not a yes or a no, we'll just assume we're closed as well. Hit publish on there. So what this is meant to simulate is somebody calls your phone number, and you can then set the opening hours inside Notion. This checks it all, and then if it's open, do something. If it's closed, do something else. So if it's open, you could, transfer to another number, or you could, play a message or whatever you want. If it's closed, you could get them to, you could play another message, or you could record a voicemail. Anything you want. This is just a nice simple drag and drop way of setting things up. So if I go over to my Twilio phone number, so I've got my Twilio phone number in here. So when a call comes in, it's going to the studio flow, and then the Twilio studio flow that I just set up is called business phone. So that's the one we've selected. Hit save on that. And if we go back to here, what should happen now, let's check our opening hours. So Thursday, it shuts at 8 o'clock. It's 7:10. We're going to hit run once on here. We're going to phone our Twilio phone number. And what should happen is it will say, yeah, we're open. Ooh,
hello, we are open.
There we go, it said hello, we are open. So it's gone all the way through there. It hit this response. So inside our flow, we had a yes, and it says hello, we are open. So now what we can do is, it's Thursday, let's change this back to 5 o'clock. Nice and simple. Anyone, it's not a complicated database, anyone can make this change. We've changed that back to 5 o'clock. We're going to hit run once on this again. Let's call our phone number, and now it should be closed.
Sorry, we are closed.
And there we go. So with a simple Notion database, we have managed to set opening hours for potentially an entire business. Yeah, that's just a very quick run through. I didn't want to build it all from scratch. It would be a long tutorial on how to do it. But basically you've got a database for your opening hours. You've got your make scenario to do all the logic. And then is it in hours, is it out of hours? And then you've got your Twilio Studio Flow that does all of the checking there, and then does something if it's in hours and does something else if it's out of hours. So because it's in Notion, it's where all your data probably lives anyway, and it's really easy to give access or to stop somebody from having access to something. And it's not, you don't have to have servers or anything like that set up for a database. You just have this simple page here, and anyone can edit and set the opening hours for their business. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope you'd like the little experiment. Let me know if you want me to do more of these. You can find out more information and more of my work on notiondad.com. And I am going to try and recover from COVID now and isolate down here and maybe watch some films. I will see you all on the next video and speak to you soon. Goodbye.